Hi, thank you Hafsa for taking up time, and Brandy, thank you for coming and modeling for my show. Today Hafsa is going to show you how to create magic on her eyes, and Brandy has smaller eyes as compared to Rhea, and we wanted to show you the contrast of both eyes at this point.
Yep.
Here
Perfect.
you go.
Thank you so much. Hi, Brandy. Thank you for modeling for me.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna have you look straight for me and close your eyes for me a little bit, okay? Perfect. So just starting exactly how we do with Rhea, we're gonna be creating a base for her eyes, and using a lighter shade, we're just gonna go ahead and dust. Mary, I don't know if I'm blocking everything, but yeah.
No, I'm good. I'm monitoring it.
And before I start any client, I've already asked her if you've had any sensitivities or any allergies, and she said no, unless, what was it?
Shrimp.
Unless I rub shrimp on her face, which is really not what I ever want to do to anybody. Just full disclosure. So you got fish makeup. We have white truffle makeup. Some people are allergic to mushrooms, so like, yeah. So always checking. So we're going ahead and apply a little bit of concealer on the eyes just to create a natural base. And concealer on the eyes, it just helps kind of create a barrier between the oily eyelids and the makeup. So it just gives you longevity, and you know, just like any canvas, the kind of flat dimensional canvas base will help you build on color and for eyeshadow.
Okay,
So
good to know that.
And if you know you have excessively oily eyelids, then you will need more than concealer. There is an Urban Decay eye primer, which is fantastic. It's like an eyeshadow base. So if you have really oily eyelids and this technique isn't cutting it, I can recommend that to people. But this is fine, unless anyone says specifically we have very oily
And then
eyelids.
you use either beauty blender
I like this triangle sponge. They're more
or a triangle
hygienic.
sponge.
You can kind of put them in the dishwasher in a bag and they can wash off. You can use them with Dawn dish soap. The issue with beauty blenders, with no hate to anyone who likes them, it's a big dense sponge.
Yes.
I can't guarantee how clean it gets all the way through. So I like this. So that's about it. But beauty blenders are very OG and they're fantastic. All this disclaimers. So I like to, for some clients, I would like to do a little bit of eyebrow before I start eye makeup, because what happens is when you do eyebrows later, you might end up with too much eye makeup or not enough eye makeup. So when you're done with putting concealer on the eyes, go in for the brows. So can you pass that palette of mine? Oh, sorry.
Here you go.
My apologies. Actually, this is what I need. Thank you so much. So I'm going to go ahead and use a lighter shade in my eyeshadow palette. So like a nice round chin up for me, darling. Just going to deposit color and blend it out. Even though her natural hair is blonde, I like putting a taupey cool brown into it just to create some dimension, because if I had to look at her hair, her base is actually on that taupier side, so I would just mimic that same hair color onto her brows and it's gonna look pretty.
And maybe a shade darker.
I don't think I'd go a shade darker. I think that would look too, what's the word, like staunch, like that contrast would be too harsh. Harsh, thank you. Staunch is definitely not the word. Thank you.
Harsh.
Harsh. And I don't want to create like a harshness in her face. I want to create a very softness, because the more harsh you look, the older some things, like your skin starts to look a little aged. So the softer you go, the better. So just adding a little bit of color and just following the natural shape of her brows. You can of course do this if you had a colored brow gel. You don't have to just do it with powder, but if you had a colored brow gel, you could do that as well.
But I love to keep things simple.
Yeah.
Because you know,
Life's
women are
simple.
working, they're traveling. Sometimes you just have to do a backpack. You know, you need to keep 3-4 products.
Yeah.
So,
I did this whole face in the car with just a few products. So I do not recommend driving in Disclaimers. There we go. Just adding a little bit of that color straight into the brows. And what that does is lets me know that how much I want to work in the eyeshadow. Because we are heading to the gym and then brunch with the girls. Is that what we're thinking? Maybe. All right. Or might skip the gym and go straight to brunch with the girls. Okay, perfect. Yes. Okay, amazing.
Okay, so spring straight to the brunch.
Sounds good. So again, because not that I'm a lazy artist, I like to go ahead and just make everyone's life simple. The same brow color that I used on her brows, I'm going to use as a base. My palette's broken, so I'm not going to show it to you guys. Let's try this. So just a
So
light.
base is always one color.
I like going one color on the base, yes.
Yes. And it's always a neutral color.
I prefer neutrals. Of course, if you want to have fun and be creative, you can do a different base. But creating a neutral base, we're trying to make makeup easy.
Yeah.
And not complicated. So
Exactly.
doing a neutral base gives you enough to either go smoky brown, smoky black, champagne shimmer, whatever you want to do. A neutral base really helps. And now I think Makeup by Mario also launched cream eyeshadow bases in a beautiful neutral palette. They're fantastic too.
Okay, great.
So I'm just going to go ahead and deposit that color there.
And then you're going to buff out
Buff
that
it
color.
out.
Buff, buff, buff.
Buff, 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 yes. Now, going back to our sunset palette, we had that beautiful champagne shade that we did on Brea on her brow bone. We're actually going to use that to go all over her eyes. So with any flat brush, we're going to use to deposit the color. I'm going to take that to my fingertips. And it is such a beautiful champagne shade. And if you see, I'm going from the inner corners just to like, not completely out. I don't want to cover all of the work I did with smoking out the neutral shade. I'm just kind of blending it into it.
So the inner corners are always light.
Well, they're neutral,
Neutral.
right? So they're just neutral. So they're just kind of creating that depth in her eye. Now we're not putting any dark shade because we don't want to close out her eyes. We want to expand her eyes. So that is why we're using the champagne color. And we're just pushing the shade
Up.
up and out. I'm still gonna leave this area exactly the way it is. I don't want to remove that depth,
The corner of the eye.
corner of the eyes. Yes, so I'm just gonna leave that exactly the way it is.
So you're in the beginning of the eyes
So,
and then
yeah.
the middle of the eyes.
So the inner corner all the way, kind of more than half. Leaving the product there and just using the flat brush to blend, blend, blend. I'm gonna go up. Because the idea again, the lighter the color deposit, the more open something will look. The darker the color deposit, the smaller something will look. And see, instantly when her brows are done, when you have that color in there, that shimmer. Now I can even go a little darker on the brows now that I know where I'm putting color, but I can go darker on the brows. But again, we're doing a daytime event, we don't have to go too dark. Now with a brown, not a black, with an angled brush like that, check for me, look down. I'm gonna create something like a faux liner. I'm just gonna take and deposit
So that's
this color.
also with an eye shade.
Oh yeah. Make your life simple, girl.
And you're not doing her full eye, you're doing
No.
half of her eye.
Doing it half, because just to explain, if you take a brown or a black eyeliner all over, it's again gonna press it down. We want it to open up and just look more pretty and just more like open. So we would not go ahead and do it all over. Just gonna go ahead and just keep it on the outer corners. Let me know if my pressure is too much on your eye, okay? I try to be very soft-handed with my clients, but sometimes you never know.
Okay, now I can see it's like on the half end of her eye.
Half and out. Half and out is where we're going. Even as a makeup artist, I am not the best at eyeliner, and that's okay. Eyeliners are not for the faint of heart. I have a friend who can do it with one flick and she's good to go, but it takes me a minute, and that's fine. But the cool thing about eyeliner, look down to me, is that you can kind of manipulate the shape of the eye depending on how you do eyeliner. Now, the way that her eyes are, they're so pretty. You can honestly translate this to an evening look if you just use the same brown but smoked it out a little bit more towards the outer could actually create a more even look with this, but that's not what we're trying to do. And the one thing that I realized that I'll take a second to find, mascara. Mascara is the one thing that we have to put on her eyes right now. So we're gonna go ahead and grab that. So we're gonna go ahead and put some mascara on your eyes, and you have the most stunning eyes, honestly. Do you use brown or black mascara?
I usually use black.
I'd love for you to try brown. I don't know why I keep going back to Makeup by Mario, but I don't think he has a brown mascara. Any brand that has a dark brown mascara, I'd love for you to try them and just apply the same on your brows. It will look really pretty on you. Okay, so look down for me. We're just gonna go ahead and coat her lashes. And I'm using a disposable because it's hygienic. Perfect. And we don't double dip, so if I needed more mascara, I would just go ahead and pull this out and get a new one. So again, not that I'm a lazy artist and I like to get 2 or 3 things done, so I will try to get the mascara one as close to the lash line as I can to kind of again give a full liner effect. And so, you know, let's work. Let's work, same effect.
Simple and quick.
Simple and quick, girl. Eyes up to me, darling. So taking the same brush, I'm just gonna go ahead and apply a little bit on the bottom. Now, keep in mind, the more mascara you apply, the darker the eyes start to look. So for a day event, I don't really recommend going in for a bottom mascara for her particularly. Just the top is fine. And if you had the brown mascara, definitely up and down. Other than that, just right here is perfect. So I want to amplify the eyes just a little bit more because I can. Why not? So going back to the Sunrise palette, I'm gonna go ahead and take that brick brown and a mix, because I can. Close your eyes for me. Just kind of amplify.
And what if you want to make her eyes like Jasmine? Then you put an eyeliner?
Jasmine is only eyeliner.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I can't picture. She said Jasmine and I just thought about the tiger. Why did I do that? Because the tiger has really pretty eyes too. Right? The tiger has really pretty eyes.
The Eye of the Tiger was a song too, remember?
It was. Yeah, Jasmine is just eyeliner. And the most beautiful eyeliner. Please do not ask me to do that.
Okay.
It would not work.
She's going for a brunch right now, so we're going to keep the brunch eyes.
As I said before, I am not the best when it comes to eyeliner, and as a professional makeup artist, I have no issues announcing that because not everyone can master everything.
But the magic is with the eye shades.
Oh girl, yes. I like to create eye shades and colors and blending and, you know, smoking out eyeshadows, and I think that's just so much fun.
When you're 20-year-old, yes, the eyeliner will work its magic. But when you start becoming slightly older and older, it's the eye shades which works the magic.
You know, and there's just like this appropriateness. I don't know. There's something about a brown, smoky eye, day or night. You just kind of walk into a room and it just has an impact on people. I don't know. I feel that way particularly with your lashes on and a little bit of lipstick. And I have, so September is actually called Lip-tember. And the idea of Lip-tember is to talk about women's mental health in the month of September, wearing a bright lip color. So there are days when we would just throw on a lip color. I'm sure you have those days, like bright lip color, and you're like, okay, I'm ready to take the day on. So sometimes I would just do that and I'm good to go too.
I love my eyes. I talk with eyes, so I always like my eyes more smoky.
I've always seen you.
I always talk with my eyes.
A smoky eye, and she has always had that impression on me, and I love that. So we're just amplifying her brows just a little bit more. We have left the realm of her going to see her girlfriends for brunch.
Now she's going to a date night?
She probably has drinks after her girlfriends. So, and she has a really busy day. So I'm gonna not hold back. Oh, look at the camera from a little bit. So check that brow, perfect. Perfect. Okay, and that just really amplifies your eyes. So pretty. Now, to finish up, I'm gonna go ahead and put on a rosier blush on you because it just, I think it looks so pretty with the green you have on. This is a cream-based blush, just on the apples of your cheeks.
She does have apples on her cheeks.
She does have, yeah, look at that, look at that. So pretty. Kind of blend it all together. And you know, for women, I always recommend having a multi-stick product, be it a blush, lipstick, eyeshadow. You kind of just put it on and set it. And I think this is such a pretty desert rose color for her as well.
With my crazy lifestyle, I really have to invest
And I
in
have the open hair.
few
Sorry.
products which can be used multi-dimensional.
Yes. And we want to keep it light, we want to keep it pretty, and just, oh, that's gorgeous. Hello. Stunning. To set everything together, I'm going to be using the MAC Fix Plus. So should be good to go. Close your eyes for me.
I need all these product links, girl.
And I will send them to you. And I'm actually going to go ahead and put on the same blush on her lips. And it just kind of puts the look all together. I think that's why I'm obsessed with a multi-purpose product, because
And this is such a good color because this color can go in the mornings, this color can actually
Yeah,
go
yeah.
in the evenings. You can make it darker, you can make it lighter. This is a perfect peachy.
Cream products are fun to work with because they're buildable. There is a little bit of trial and error, of course, because not every cream formulation will work with every product. So just a little bit of trial and error, but if you, in your own personal makeup kit, find something that works and it works with your foundation, it works with your concealer, go for it. Keep
And
it.
I think that when when you're younger, powder products work fine.
Yep.
Or when you're older, I feel the fashion industry makes products mostly for all younger people
Yes.
that middle-aged and older people, and that's when you need your cream products for.
Absolutely.
Because of Hafsa, I'm becoming a makeup artist.
Yes, you are. You are so well informed. Actually, for me.
I'm learning from the best.
And again,
Oh my God,
lip gloss,
yes.
and it looks so pretty on you. I love it. You look
Exactly.
gorgeous. Well, thank you so much for being my model.
Thank you so much.
That's what I would do.
Thank you so much for Hafsa. Thank you so much for modeling, Brandy.